love that background.
Yeah, I thought you might like that. Sir, how are you?
Good. How are you, Jared?
Good. We're just getting it fired up here with a little David Bowie. I like to bring people on to a little energy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it wasn't playing. What song? I didn't hear it when you loaded on. What song were you listening to?
Oh, we were listening to Let's Dance.
Oh, nice. Good pick. I like Young
Yeah.
American.
Oh, if I would have known, I would have played that for you. There's still time, you know. But well, welcome to our classroom. We're in McMinnville, Oregon, and I have a classroom of 8th graders here.
Awesome,
really awesome
buddy.
Yeah, it's a little small class, and we have some teachers that help out in this class. We have some assistants and a speech teacher here. So just a lot of support for these kids, and we're super glad that you came on board to hang out with us for a little bit and teach us about some music.
Yeah, well, thanks for asking me. You're in Oregon. I'm in Colorado, in Denver, Colorado.
Awesome. Actually, we've had artists before from Denver, so we've learned that Denver is the capital of Colorado, and they're in the mountain time zone, and they're a little ways away from us, but lots of good musicians there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I took a trip to Oregon in 2019. I went to Portland and to Coos Bay.
Oh, really? Well, that's generally a question one of our students who's not here asks people for some reason is, have you ever been to Coos Bay? So if Dakota was here, yeah, he would have liked to hear your answer. That would have been great.
Oh, yeah.
He may join us. Who knows? He's a little bit late sometimes. But you and I don't really know each other, but I know you because I used to watch you play a lot in Des Moines, Iowa.
In Iowa, yeah.
Yeah, and so I have to tell this quick little story, and maybe you remember this. My wife was telling me about, or she was reminding me about this. You played at 80-35, and you had a lot of energy. The crowd was really roaring, and I think you climbed up on a scaffolding or something and was like spraying people with water. Do you remember that moment?
I don't think that I was doing that. It could have been somebody in my band. I don't remember that.
Okay, well, it was a moment when we were reflecting on it, and we're like, that was pretty awesome. You've always had so much energy and just soul in your singing and performing that I had to ask if you'd come on board with us today. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, I can only transfer so much energy through a tiny computer camera, but we'll do what we can.
Well, I've seen amazing things happen, so it's okay. Now, we're in what we do is we cover a new genre or instrument or some part of music every week. And this week is Blues Week, which I've definitely heard some of your songs have that bluesy tone. So can you kind of define what you think blues music sounds like to you?
Kind of like this, maybe a little bit. So I have my piano. You can't see it on the camera, but can you hear my piano?
Yeah. Okay,
awesome. Yeah. Well, I'm definitely not the expert on blues music, but in terms of you're right that it's an influence on me, though. I'm not a blues musician by any means, but as a songwriter that plays piano, and actually here I'll just lift this up and you can see my piano here. As a songwriter who plays piano, I am very influenced by jazz and blues music, and blues especially, and that I put a lot of, so you have like a major scale in music is this, which is just this very nice sounding thing, and in the blues we add in a little bit of minor notes and some extra notes like this, and we bend things like that, and we add in these little color notes like this, so then you get this like that. So that's where we get that kind of bluesy sound. Blues as a genre in general has so much more to it, but I as a musician use that sound sometimes in my music. I know that you guys were listening to my song Pick Up Your Telephone. It uses these blues influences like in this kind of chord there, or and then back to it. So very influenced by some of those blues scales and notes across the board. So good ear, Jared.
Thanks. Do you mind if we listen to one of your songs just a little bit and we can kind of decide if this is a blues song? Would that be okay?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So I love a lot of your songs, particularly this one. It's called On My Final Day. Let's take a quick listen here.
I could have spoke my mind. I could have changed the world if I only made the time, but there won't be much to say. I tried to keep it real, I tried to break some ground. I tried to blow the mind of every man I found, but they heard me much to say on my final day. No, there won't be much to say when my wheels have spun. No, there won't.
Okay, I can keep listening, but I only got you for so long. So I love that song. Are we listening to some minor notes then in that piano?
Not
How did that work?
really, actually. That song's a little bit tricky in that, yeah, so it, yeah, actually, you are in a sense. It's not what I'd call a minor chord, but there are like minor relations. Like this here is kind of like an A minor. It is a form of an A minor chord. So yes, there's a sort of a minor transition there. Absolutely. But without getting too complicated, it's framed in a more like as a major lift.
But then also the words, if you keep listening, it's about, kind of being at the end and reflecting a bit, which I feel like is a lot of what blues sound is like, is looking at
That's
something
right.
so emotional, but also uplifting at the same time.
Yeah, and my as a student of music, what I've learned about the blues and what I take in that regard is, and this is a good example of that, is that blues is often an expression of suffering as a form of healing. So basically, by recognizing the things that bring you strife or that cause you to struggle emotionally or in your relationships or just anything, by recognize that and singing about it, it's a way to actually to gain like resolution and to feel better about it. So that's actually common in a lot of music, but the blues is where that originated, as far as I understand.
Yeah, it's a great genre, and it's kind of a foundational genre to a lot of later music that we hear. So
Oh, I mean, all rock and roll music is absolutely rooted in it. So much of hip hop as well comes back to that.
well, would you like to perform a song or play a tune for us and see what it sounds like?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't have a fancy microphone setup or anything. It's just my computer microphone, so I hope that it sounds okay coming through. If I sing and play at the same time like this, da, 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 does it sound okay?
Yeah, it does. Sometimes low notes kind of get muted out, we've noticed,
Yeah.
because it thinks it's background music, but just now that sounded really good. So
Well, you know what? We're all working with what we got here. It's not ideal. Ideally,
exactly.
we'd all be in person, but we'll just have to make the most of it. I hope at
Absolutely.
least hear the melody of the song and the words as well. I'm going to play this song from called "Pick Up Your Telephone." All of this got started when you found out about me, and then you were in love. You wanted everyone to know I never asked for all of this attention, but hey, if you're gonna mention me on the internet, I'll take what I can get anyway. I started telling my friends what you thought, and they thought I was really cool. Yeah. Oh, I was the coolest kid in my high school, and by high school I mean the entire world. Whole world's high, but it fell flat when you decided that it wasn't about you anymore. It was about me, and that's not what you love me for. So then you said that you never said what I said. You said it was in my head. Now you got it in the heads that I am a strange and lonely individual. Oh, and you might be right, cause what I did next is pretty complex. I sent you a text asking you to take back what you took back. What a mess. But I just wanted this to work out so bad. But you don't pick up your telephone, pick it up now. I just wanted this to work out so bad. But you don't pick up your telephone. Oh, so I was desperate, I admit. I forget etiquette sometimes. Don't know why I gotta be so real. Here's the deal. I want everyone to like me. I don't need to be famous, I need some money. And not a lot of money, just a little bit of money. You know it won't make you happy, but it can make you see, at least to the extent that it opens up the possibilities of actually being able to pay for your actual dreams, so you can actually be what you really want to be. You know Rome wasn't built in a day, and it sure as heck wasn't built for free. You think I can go to outer space straight from the street? I could, but I gotta buy a ticket to ride. I should. I thought a couple more times before I let you be my friend for a day, but I took a chance anyway. Thought it was my big break, but I was wrong. I just wanted this to work out so bad, but you don't pick up your telephone. Pick it up now. I just wanted this to work out so bad, but you don't pick up your telephone. Oh, so I came over to your house the other day and I knocked on your door and said, can I come in? You said, okay, and before I knew, I was in your well, I got a tad bit nervous and you said, take a break, relax a bit. If it didn't, it'll be great, and if it isn't, who's to say that it ain't? Well, I about had to take a double take, cause I noticed on your couch there was this phone that's in the shape of a well-known fat orange cartoon cat named Garfield. You know Garfield, he's a cartoon cat. You got a telephone in the shape of his body, yeah. Oh, but you don't pick it up, no, say it again. You know Garfield, he's a cartoon cat. You got a telephone in the shape of his body, Oh, why don't you pick it up? 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 Why don't you pick it up one more time? Why don't you pick it up? 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 That's it. Thank you. Two things. It's not quite as fun without the drums.
You know, I don't think these students have actually seen this music video yet, and we don't have to watch all of it. I've got it right at 2 minutes, 5 seconds for us to kind of watch a clip of. We've got to see this together, okay? So hold on, let me share my screen so you can see this thing, which I have a lot of questions, Christopher, but maybe another time. Okay, let me turn my sound on here. But you don't pick up your telephone, pick it up now. I just wanted this to work out so bad. But you don't pick up your telephone now. I came over to your house the other day and I knocked on your door and said, can I come? You said, okay, and before I knew, I was in your room. Ooh, well, I got a tad bit nervous and you said, relax, for Christ's sake. Best and it'll be great, and if it isn't, who's to say that it ain't? Well, I had to take a double take, cause I noticed on your couch there was this phone that's in the shape of a well-known fat on cartoon cat named Garfield. You know Garfield, he's a cartoon cat. You got a telephone in the shape of his body, yeah. Oh, but you don't pick it up now. Hey, you know Garfield, he's a cartoon cat. You got a telephone in the shape of his body, yeah. Okay, this video is a lot of things. It is amazing, and I didn't even show the Carol Baskin part. Like, how did that? It's crazy. How did that come about? Like,
oh, just the power of the internet.
Okay, I didn't know if you actually knew Carol and was like, "Can you be a part of this music video?"
No, but well, no, I just sent her a message and she sent me a video. Yeah.
You never know. You just put it out there, right?
Yeah, totally. I've sent lots of people's messages and they don't always respond, but sometimes they will.
I know how it is. Well, I love the Garfield theme with that song. My kids love this song now. It's their new favorite, my own kids. So just great stuff. Super creative, and it's super catchy. The more you listen to it, you're like, I love this song, you know?
Yeah,
so,
awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
I made that music video in my backyard with me and my girlfriend made that. I bought a Garfield suit and we made it happen.
I was going to ask where the Garfield suit came from, if you actually bought that or just had that.
Those are made to order.
It's like in your closet right now, or you just bust it out sometimes?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a lot of different props from over the years for music videos that I'm always like, what do I do with this now?
Last question about the video. Did you shoot that on like a 1988 VHS thing, you know, like mom and dad used to have?
I with an iPhone app that makes it look like that. Yep.
I was wondering how you get like old technology.
Made on my iPhone, man. Yep.
That's amazing. All right. Well, really love that song. I don't know if you could play another song before we have a few questions, if that would be cool.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I'll play a short one.
Okay.
This one is called Everybody Reigns. Everybody reigns, it's how we deal with pain. You know God invented crying so that we would go on trying. If you really let it out, pour it all into a shout. Will you always feel so mellow when you got a salty pillow? And if you take issue, you should also grab a tissue. Cause when your cheeks get hotter, well, your eyes will provide water. And if you just don't stop, you can always blow your top. But sooner or later, gotta face it, that raining will erase it. Oh. Everybody pours, it's how we ask for more. So get down on your knees, boy, and beg her pretty please, boy. And when she sees you dripping, it'll send her heart a tripping. She'll be jumping and back flipping just to have you back again. Oh, yeah, she will. Oh, yeah, here we go now. No, 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 no. Everybody's great, that's okay, it's just the way we were made. So if you're in need of some company, I'm sure there's someone blue who'll sit next to you. But if a friend cannot be found, you know he'll always be around this little gray cloud. To rain on you. Oh, oh. Da, 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 da. It's gonna rain on you. There it is.
Wonderful. Man, you are so good. Like,
that's also, thank you. That's also got a fun music video if you guys want to look that up later. It's it's a one that I had a puppet made for, and I hired a professional puppeteer, which is the only time in my life I've done that, but it's a pretty fun one.
was that song "Rain on You"? Is that the
It's
title?
called Everybody Reigns.
Everybody Reigns. Okay, we'll remember that. We'll try to watch that this week. Well, I like to turn it over to the kids to ask a few questions. Sometimes they need some coaching. 14-year-olds can be a little bit shy, so let's hope that they're awake on a Monday morning and ready to help out here. Kaylee
Yeah,
usually is.
I don't mind anybody being shy. When I was 14, I was probably just really rude. So as long as you're not like me when I was 14, I'm happy with it.
You know, we don't have any rude kids in here, thankfully. We're lucky that way. Kaylee, do you think you can ask a question? I put one in the chat for you to work on, unless you have something you want to ask, would be fine.
Okay. Okay. How long have you played music?
Oh, that's a great question. About since 5th grade. So I don't know how old are you? I am in 5th grade, like 10 years old or something like that. I started in school band, like a lot of people. And then I started in high school around the time that I was your age. I started playing with some of my friends. And about the time I was 16, I started teaching myself piano and drums. And I'm self-taught musician when it comes to piano and the music that I play on my albums. Does anybody in your class play music at all? Do you play any instruments?
Kaylee has a drum that she made. It's pretty cool.
Oh, awesome.
We did a week where we did drum week and the kids made some drums. So Jack over here, he's got an electric guitar that he got for Christmas. So he's been inspired a little bit. And I know some kids have pianos in their homes, but we're trying to find the next breakout artist here in our classroom. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, I didn't even start really doing anything seriously with music until I was out of high school even. So no rush.
No rush. Just listen and learn and, hear it, I feel like, is where we're at right now. Yeah. Xander, do you have a question? I put one in the chat for you if you feel comfortable asking. I think you can do this.
Does anyone help you write your songs?
Oh, that's a really good question. So actually, I've almost always written my own songs, but I have tried to get more into collaboration because, the easy thing about doing something on your own is that you get to decide everything, and then you just get to say, you get to feel. You don't have to be vulnerable when you do it by yourself, really, I think, because you can just say, okay, this is perfect and I love it. But when you work with somebody else, you have to be more vulnerable because they might say, well, I think that this thing that you wrote could be better, or you have to express yourself better to tell them, I really love what you did here, but I wish that this was different. And so you have to work together more. So that's actually a lot harder. And that's why I've probably shied away from it. But I am proud. On my latest album, I have a song called You Can't Rush the Rain that my girlfriend, who's a poet, and I wrote together. She helped with a lot of the lyrics. And it was really a situation where I had a song that I had written already and it was done, but I was like, I feel like it's not as good as it could be. And it's one of those rare situations where I don't know how to fix it. So I asked her to help me, and that was hard to do at first, but I'm so glad it did because it turned out so wonderful. And then we ended up putting it out. So that was one situation that I did that. And I hope to do it more in the future.
But most of your early work is all you, right?
Yeah, pretty much everything is all me. Yeah.
I've always been inspired by you're just everything. Like you do this, the music, the setup, the entertainment. You just,
Yeah.
it's a lot of work, but you do it well.
That's more of a, when sometimes the only way to get something done is to do everything yourself. But in an ideal world, you can like have people help you and work together as well. But it helped me a lot to go solo. It let me, go and travel and do the things I wanted to do and play the concerts I wanted to play on my own terms. So yeah, more out of necessity, but it helped me achieve some of my goals for sure.
I'm gonna see if Antonio's awake here. Antonio, are you there, buddy? I was hoping you could even show us your lava lamp. If you want to show Chris your lava lamp, you got it fired up there. That's cool. But I also have a question for you to ask in the chat. There it is. See that lava lamp, Chris? We turn that on every morning, and it's just like us. We get going just like the lava does all day long.
Start off slow, and then you get warmed up.
It's sort of our class mascot, all right, Antonio, in the chat, there's a great question that you could ask Mr. Conqueror if you could do that.
What was the best show ever played?
Did you say what's the best show?
Yeah, the best show you ever played.
Yeah, that could be a tough one to answer, but I think about the thing that comes to mind is that I have been really lucky to get to travel to other parts of the world to play music, and one show that I've played a bunch of shows in Europe, including in Italy, and I think of playing in a castle tower that I think is like 1,000 years old. And they have at the top of it, they have this little room where they have musicians play once a month. And I got to play up there for a room full of strangers. And it was such just like a unique experience to be in a place that's older than pretty much anything in the United States of America, like since the country was founded, and this building is still standing and we're having a straight up rock concert inside of it. So like that was such a cool, unique experience for me that that's definitely at the top of my list.
Wow, that is an incredible story to be in Italy in a castle. Like I'm thinking of Rapunzel, like that type of thing.
Well, the fun thing in a place like that is almost everything is old. So it's just like sometimes the McDonald's is in like a 500-year-old building.
Oh. Although it's not 500 years old, it's just a building.
Right. Yeah.
All right, we got like maybe one more question. I don't know if Robert's there. He might have got up for a second. Let me see if I can wake him up here. Robert, there you are. You just popped back up. I didn't see you. All right, can you ask the last question of the students today? It's in the chat there. Unless you have something else you want to ask, you're free to do that too.
Huh?
So like in the chat, I sent you a question to ask Christopher. Could you read the question?
What kind of music you like?
There you go.
Oh yeah, well that's a really good question. And actually, what the first thing I want to say about that is that I am a music fan first. If I had to choose between getting to make my own songs or listen to other people's songs, I really would choose to listen to other people's songs, because the only reason I ever started making music is because how much I love listening to music. And when I make music, it's really because I'm trying to make the things that I love so much about my favorite music. And so when it comes to that, I think, I love singer-songwriters. So I like anybody who's just by themselves playing, like really expressing themselves really emotionally. And so, whether that's like John Lennon from the Beatles or, you know, I try to think of people that maybe we all know, but unfortunately, probably a lot of people I like are old. But you know, it doesn't really matter about the specific person as much as just when I can tell that anybody's just really sincere and singing really soulfully, it's the thing that really attracts me the most to music. And I like words more than anything else. So I don't really even care so much about the sound of the music as much as what you're saying is the thing that really interests me. And also, I will say that I do love musical theater, and I love the Disney musicals and things like that, because I just love how like candid and unabashed they are in being like not ashamed to just be very emotional and silly. I like silly music too. So
On behalf of our friend Dakota, who didn't make it in today, he would want to know if you like Phil Collins.
not really. Not particularly.
Okay, we'll edit this out then for him.
Should I have said
Yeah.
yes? I love Phil Collins. Yeah.
Because then he would have followed it up by, "Have you ever heard the song In the Air Tonight?" That's what he says sometimes.
I have. I definitely have.
Everybody's heard
Phil lives up to his name with the with the drum fill on that song.
Yeah, for sure. Good one. Well, I don't know if you're comfortable playing like maybe just one more to kind of send us out, and then we'll say goodbye. I do want to mention before you go, I'm not requesting here, but I want you to know the song that you play, "Love Is Not Something You Find,"
Yeah.
is like perfect for Valentine's Day. So we're gonna rock that in a couple weeks, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Are you asking me to play it now, or?
Probably in a very indirect way, maybe.
Yeah. I can definitely do that.
Yes, because we could save it for it's the
No, that sounds great. I will definitely play that song. I wasn't planning on it, but I haven't practiced it in a minute. You know, it might not be surprising to you that I have not been playing very much lately, given the fact that we're all separated and live and communicating from our homes. So that definitely affects my life in terms of playing music live for people. So my point is that if I make any mistakes, it's because I'm naturally rusty right now. There it is. Okay, I got it. Now, girl with curls sits drawn at the table, and a boy with no joy wonders if he's able to leave his broken lover behind and let this new one decide how many bottles of wine it'll take to recognize that love is not something you find. Love is not something you take. Love is something you build. Love is something you make. All right. Now for 10 years he wandered down a road, led straight into the sea. For 10 years his love taught him there is no us, just me. Now boy and girl pick themselves up, share everything, another cup of wine, but drink enough and even true love will get hiccups, because love is not something you find. Love is not something you take. Love is something you build. Love is something you make. Oh, now maybe she's not ready. Maybe he's just medicine. Maybe sweet and heady lilac wine will get him in. Oh, a knocked out little tailspin. Oh, a knocked out little tailspin. Oh, a knocked out little tailspin. Oh, but many years from now, they'll laugh with eyes glistening. Their children talking on, and boy and girl half listening. Trying to remember their first hug before she spilled it on the rug, before he tried to clean it up, before his wife interrupts to say, honey, we must be going, before girl with curls looks up to say, yeah, I must be going too. 'Cause love is not something you find. Love is not something you take. Love is something you build. Love is something you make. Love is something you build. Love is something you make.
I love that song because it speaks about how love is not something that you can't just, you have to work on it to make it work, you know? And
Yep.
It's something you have to. It just doesn't happen, you know.
Yeah.
It takes effort. So love that song, man. You're amazing. I hope we get back to playing live music again. I hope we were an audience for you a little bit today.
Oh, absolutely. This was wonderful to have some people to listen. It's like I said, I rarely get to do this right now. So thank you to everyone who's on today for letting me express myself, and also, you know, listening to my songs, even though maybe you've never heard them before or know anything about who I am. It means a lot to me. So thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you. We are going. One thing we like to do is we're going to be able to buy some vinyl. We're going to record player in our classroom, and so we'd like to buy your vinyl so we have this tangible thing to remember you by and relive it by, and throw you a few bones at least, you know.
Awesome. No, that's very very appreciated, Jared. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So
Or
can we all?
Mr. Harney.
You can call me Jared. That's cool. I can call you Mr. Concord or Christopher, right? That's cool, right?
Either, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if we got kids in the room with their cameras off, can we have them turn them on and just kind of wave to Christopher and, you know, give him our thanks through our screens, and just let them know we appreciate him. Awesome, man. Well, best of luck to you. I'm so glad we got to connect, and look me up anytime. I hope you come to Oregon and play for us out here, and we'd love to see you.
Awesome. I hope to make that happen one day. Thanks again, everybody. I hope you have a good day. And thanks again. Thanks for listening.
You bet. Take it easy, Chris.
Cheers. Talk soon. Bye.